I am a person who will root for anyone who attempts the audacious. I will scream at the top of my lungs to defend someone who does not depend on lazy remakes or cash grab installments. But there is a point where defending the absolutely cringe just becomes impossible. Toxic and its marketing run has been nothing short of a mess, let's be very clear. This has not been smooth sailing at all because consistently this movie has changed its release date and it has cited ambiguous reasons to why this movie is being pushed. Some alluded it to the vision of the director, some referenced Yash ghost directing and not being happy with the way the movie has been developing, and this has led to the budget of this movie to balloon up to such a mammoth scale that I can't even comprehend how the makers will even manage to stay afloat after this movie. I mean, KVN Productions might be in absolute misery right now as producers, as they have produced Jananayagan also, another movie that seems to just never release despite the leading man being a sitting chief minister right now. Toxic presented its new teaser with the title Ladies and Ladies, and you very well know that the makers are respectful of their ladies because the thumbnail has Yash. This movie is described as a fairy tale for grown-ups. It hints at the movie essentially having raunchy and sexy themes meant for adults, and a lot of the visuals of this movie cater to the combination of sex and violence. I mean, one of the first teasers presented Yash having sex with a girl, and while she for the blast to commence. However, what's absolutely ironic about the teaser that has just dropped today is that it's titled Ladies and Ladies, but it features Yash more than the women it is introducing. The more visuals I see of the teaser, the more I have to confess that this movie seems to cater to the male gaze versus being the vision of Geetu Mohandas. As time has passed, Yash has been now in the teasers and all the promotional material been credited as the co-writer of the movie. And I can't help but feel a lot of the creative decisions of the style, frames and dialogue bazi seems to be just the brainchild of Yash. This genuinely at this point feels like Yash is just using Geetu Mohandas as a front to do what he wants, because if you have seen Liar's Dice or Muthon, you definitely do not see an iota of the same aesthetic even marginally be present here. What's clear from the first frame is that Yash and his adamant nature to present his stories with half-broken English or random sayings or statements just continues, and they absolutely make no sense. This is the belief that if the delivery of a certain rhythm and style of dialogues worked once, it is bound to work again. This is the same formula that Peddi tried to use after Pushpa's success, that if they use Bhojpuri for Hindi dialogues, we'll do it too because it'll work. It can't be recreated again and again. This is what happened with Yash's violence dialogue in KGF. Prashant Neel continued the same with the Tinu Anand dinosaur dialogue in Salar, and as Yash is now on a pan-Indian level known as Rocky Bhai from KGF, it's almost as if he has to continue this edgy persona even in Toxic, with the daddy's home dialogue or have some manners dialogue. It's this assumption that I am so edgy if I swear and do something slightly raunchy, but it seems like a try-hard teenager who thinks that this is what impresses women. The Ladies and Ladies teaser from the first frame presents a saying that means absolutely nothing. The statement is of course to insinuate that the visuals of the movie are so provocative that kids will not be able to handle it, but for it to even creatively go to parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, this statement just as a punchline for a movie or a creative trigger warning does nothing for the film. And I can't help but wonder about the writer's room and someone thinking that they have come up with some gem. It just fills space and time for the teaser and nothing more. What I have to say with the teaser, and again an extension of attempting the audacious, something that I support, I love what cinematographer Rajiv Ravi is attempting to pull off in capturing several of these settings in the movie. If the worst case scenario even emerges that I find Toxic to be absolutely cringeworthy from a storyline POV, I must say at least the glimpses of the set and production design seem impressive. The scale is there for everyone to see, but whenever a character speaks or is interacting with someone else, I can't help but cringe at the thought that these are real dialogues. The combination of provocative scenes being juxtaposed with action continues here, where Yash is found getting cozy with the likes of Kiara, Advani and Sutaria. I just have to say, from a visual standpoint of just looking exceptionally beautiful, both these women fit the period in which the film is set. But what are we doing here? If the teaser is literally titled Ladies and Ladies, why can't the visuals or the teaser just center around the women? Through all the marketing material, we have seen Yash appear in most of the frames. I am sure no one is going to be disappointed. Even his most loyal fans won't be disappointed if for character introductions, Yash for one marketing material takes a backseat or is just missing. I mean, why not just showcase more shots like the Nayanthara frame of her riding a bike and engaging in action and do a montage with the women of how badass they are in this world? If one is doing an alpha teaser and presenting Alia and Sharvari in the thumbnail, it's more than justifiable that the audience will ask questions of where is Sharvari? Isn't it ironic the same way that a marketing snippet that is being teased as the introduction to the ladies of the universe, that is teased by Yash a day prior as women taking time to come, has the thumbnail just featuring the man from the movie? I can't believe that this is being approved. Or are the makers in on the joke, because this seems to be transforming into a vanity project where every frame and celebration of the film should have Yash standing in the frame. With the gang of women trying to attack Yash, I can't help but think about the random white women that were fighting Vijay Deverakonda and Liger out of nowhere. Those who experienced that travesty in theaters would know what I am talking about. But on a more serious note, they seem like extras from Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. But this dialogue of "do you want to come one at a time or all together" are just not creative lines. These are those double meaning jokes that students used to chuckle at in classrooms when one was told to read a paragraph in sex ed class. Oh, usne kam bol diya was the highlight of the day, and I genuinely believe that the writing is really abysmal through most of these marketing snippets. I mean, you literally are putting the gun in a girl's mouth while she is on her knees. You are literally framing the scene with the girl's back facing the camera to insinuate one getting ready for a job. We all see the imagery, but rather than something playful, creative, and provocative done with tact, why do these frames look crass and cheap? Why does the line at the end of the teaser stating "don't forget the predictable spectacle of men and their" do absolutely nothing for shock value or reactions from the audience? Why does this project feel like what I endured when I first saw Sidhu's movie Telusukada, where one goes into the movie assuming that it is a storyline from the perspective of women, only to transition to become a vanity project for the hero where he says punch dialogues that are mostly misogynistic and walks away from the frame in slow motion? Why does this fairy tale for grown-ups just feel like a vanity project for Yash in an action movie surrounded by beautiful women? And most importantly, I can say this with certainty, this movie caters to the male gaze, then remotely being catered to women. And I say this because you have to know what women are watching. There is a fine line between crass and something sensual, and the visuals of Toxic right now are straight up crass. I don't want to sound harsh, but it seems like it's meant for caged up horny incels. You know what women are celebrating and loving in popular media right now? They are watching off campus. Not because it is pretty people doing it. That's the most reductive analysis one can have of that show. It's because the show, much like the popular books it's based on, subverts expected tropes of college and presents relationships that admire concepts such as consent and mutual respect. It subverts one's expectations of jocks being and presents men who are understanding of not only their partner's emotions but their own. This is what women are watching and loving. Aesthetically shot shows with pretty people where relationships are presented with sensitivity and respect. They are watching heated rivalry. This does not appeal to them, and it's pretty clear from the visuals it's meant for men who get a kick out of seeing a side boob in a movie. The visuals and dialogues here, however, seem like a 13-year-old dude's idea of what is cool and edgy. I know this movie is titled Toxic, I know it's A-rated, and the character played by Yash may be a villain for all you know, who does not care about a moral compass, but when I see the marketing material of this movie, I can't help but conclude that this is coming across as nothing but a desperate attempt to make shock value content for virality, to sell so that front benchers in theaters will flock to theaters versus presenting something exceptionally unique from a storyline POV. It's just not working for me personally at all. It's crass, it's vulgar, and it screams wannabe. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about this toxic look. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.